Why hotel check-ins are more stressful than people realize. After airports, one of the most exhausting parts of travel for me isn't getting to a destination, it's checking into the hotel. And for years, it just felt stupid, like it's just what you did, it was part of the process. Honestly, not until mobile check-ins became a thing did I realize how much I dreaded doing a traditional check-in. Because when people think about vacation stress, they think about flights, traffic, delays, and parking. And it's interesting, but hotel check-in contains a surprising amount of uncertainty packed into a very short period of time. Hi, my name is Heath, and I've been diagnosed with autism and ADHD. Just a reminder, I'm also a travel agent. And even though it's slow moving here, we're attempting to build a community and make travel fulfilling for neurodivergent individuals like myself. Today, I want to talk about the travel experience that most people barely think about, but they can quietly drain a lot of mental energy, and that is the hotel check-in. Because it looks like a simple process, but there's a lot more in terms of transitions and uncertainty than we realize. So when we get there, we're already running on empty. By the time most of us arrive at the hotel, we spent hours traveling. Maybe we've driven several hours, or we've navigated the airport, and we've already had crowds, delays, traffic, or unexpected changes. And basically, our brains have been through a lot. So when we arrive at the hotel and to immediately switch into problem solving, or honestly just interacting with people, then with masking all of that, it causes a problem. And there's also just things to think about. Is the room ready? Where do you park? What floor are you on? How far is it from the elevator? Do you understand the resort layout? What time's checkout? What are the restaurants? Where's the pool? Breakfast, all of those. And the same thing, none of the questions are difficult, but they all together cause a load. Okay, that's what we talked about. And I also think the interaction part plays into it too, especially when you're tired. And the one thing I've noticed that there's a transition that happens between traveling and vacationing. Sometimes the transition takes longer than people realize. You're physically at the destination, but you're still processing the travel. You're still learning the environment, you're still figuring out new routes, and you're trying to figure out where everything is. Until you actually get used to it and let it hit you, you can't really start enjoying it. You can't start vacationing until you've actually gotten past the travel part. And that can take hours and even a day, which, for the record, is why familiarity helps. Why, when I go to a resort at Disney, especially when I've been to, um, it feels good, or parks I've been to. Because the second you walk in, your brain knows where it is. You settle down. You know your restaurants. You know your transportation. You know what to expect. And it really quiets the decisions. But when that doesn't happen, you have the mental load of arrival day and check-in's the start of that. And I think it deserves more respect than what it gets. People often schedule big activities immediately after arriving. I'm here to tell you, give yourself a day. It really is a good idea. Or if you're at a resort, schedule a massage, just ease into it. People want to maximize vacation time. I get it, makes sense. But arrival day is recovery day, a decompression day, and a day to learn your environment and settle in. And once you feel comfortable, everything else becomes easier. And the interesting thing about what we're talking about, it's not really the hotels. It's everything we were talking about before is the transitions. Neurodivergent people spend a lot of energy adapting to new environments. Hotel check-in is just simply what happens to be the biggest transition. You're leaving one environment and stepping into the other. And that transition can just be more tired than you were expecting. So, for years, I thought I was kind of strange for feeling exhausted after checking into a hotel. But I'm definitely understanding it differently now. I wasn't reacting to the room or the transition. Um, like, it was the transition. It wasn't reacting to the room itself. To the transition, it was a problem. So the transition, the uncertainty, and the learning process was what was the problem, and the mental effort. So once we figured this out, like I said, you can do things like um, practice. Maybe if you have a spouse that isn't neurodivergent, maybe using the app. Those are all things you can do to try to mitigate. But remember, the best things you can do after checking in is just decompress. So if you can't do the other stuff, decompress, do what you can, and give yourself time to arrive. So I hope you enjoyed this topic and that it's helpful. Um, and again, I encourage you to go to yourneurodivergenttravelaagent.com. We're attempting to build a community there where you can meet other travelers. You can have me help you plan the vacation. You can, view more of the videos, articles, travel discussions, planning support of the community we're attempting to build. So I do hope to see you there, and we'll talk soon.